Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. And tonight I want to start another one of our multi-part conversations, and this conversation is going to be about structure. Many of you know that I do a Monday night chat room. I do it every Monday night for more than a decade now at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time in the Witch School chat room. Not the Witch School Ning chat room, but the chat room on the class site. And I've been doing this chat room going back even before witchschool.com, back to the days of the Daily Spell. And every Monday night I make myself available to people, unless I'm traveling, and they can talk about anything they want to talk. They can ask, we can discuss. Some of our conversations revolve around high theology, some are political, some are social, and some are trivial. Sometimes we talk about dogs and cats and hairstyles and vacations and all kinds of silly things that are of interest to us at that moment. Other times we talk about the nature of God, the soul, and everything. So Monday nights can be interesting. This last Monday night we had a very interesting question, and the question came from Reverend Janice from Florida, one of our Correllian priestesses. And her question was, what response could she make to someone who thought Correllians were too rigid? My answer to her was that she should tell them to fill out their complaint in triplicate. What nobody realized is that at the same time that I was discussing the idea of rigidity, I was also having a secondary conversation privately with one of our clergy members who had been turned down for a position that they wanted and felt they deserved. And the fact of these two simultaneous conversations really brought home to me the issue of structure. And I've been thinking about it ever since. And what I want to say, I don't feel that as a tradition we are particularly rigid. But there are times when the things that certain people want cannot be at that moment. Sometimes they cannot be at all. It depends, of course, on what it is. When you are a small group, if there are 5 of you who meet every couple of weeks in the living room, you don't need a lot of structure. When there are several thousand of you on every continent in the world, you better have some structure, because you're going to have some conflicts, and you're going to have a lot of questions about how things are best done, how to resolve arguments when they occur. Any number of different things can come up that require the presence of a structure to facilitate. It isn't rigidity. If anything, it makes things flow better. It is, of course, most evident in the case of conflict. In my capacity as first priest and later chancellor of tradition, I have had the fortune or misfortune to be able to settle a number of conflicts. And some were very difficult to settle. Conflicts arising from everything from differing opinions on how best to handle situations, to bad behavior on the part of certain members of the clergy, to outright dishonest behavior in some cases, to attack from outside, to attacks within between people who just refuse to get along, sometimes for better reasons than for others, sometimes just because they refused. And having a structure within our tradition has allowed these things to be dealt with. Whereas had there not been a structure, they'd have just been fought out. Of course, some of them were fought out anyway. You can only do so much when people refuse to get along. But for the most part, people have been willing to go with the structure. The number one thing that a structure offers is the ability to resolve conflicts. Without structure, you often don't have that ability. I think that probably is all I want to say this evening, because I try to keep the vlog short, but I'm going to continue this conversation tomorrow night. And we're likely to be talking tomorrow night about our expectations of structure, what we should expect, and also what we do expect, and the conflicts that sometimes arise within our expectations. So until next time, I wish you blessed be.